we start the day off with a big, fat, juicy loss. But we're back in front now. Only Richie, thanks for the like, much appreciated. Mr. Bromelo, good afternoon, mate. How are you? Long time. Okay, so guys, if you are new to the stream, we are price action traders, meaning we only look at the candlesticks to make an informed decision on whether we're going to be a buyer or a seller of the market at any given period. Now, the beauty about being a price action trader is we don't really give a shit about what is going on in the world, economic data, etc. Reason being, why do I trade price action? Ultimately because there's only me, right? Because there's only me, I don't have an influx of analysts, economics that will be looking at the data and then forming an opinion, analysing it, and where they see the long-term future. Oh, 1 second. Problem with YouTube, I've just got a message. 1 second. 1 second, guys. What is wrong with YouTube? Sound okay, guys, on YouTube? Just sent. Okay, so as I was saying, we're focusing on price action setups. Now, look, we've got 3 minutes to the end of the hour, and this could potentially close out the current trade that we're in. We've hit 50 pips and we've closed half the position. Now, if we look at it on the hourly, I will be looking at taking an additional trade. Because if we look at the low of the hourly candle, we've got 120 pips down to structure. So even though the news is coming at wrong. Thanks, mate. Get you. Yeah. So listen, we're about to get stopped out now on. There we go. Just been taken out. Now I will be looking. Thanks, guys. I know what you mean. So YouTube is all fixed now. I'd not put them on the live screen. So we're going to look at the hourly candle now for potential setups. Now, one thing we have to remember is that we've got news coming out in half an hour. That's fine. Hourly candles closing in 20 minutes, in 2 minutes even. So what I'm going to look for is we'll see how big this wick is. Okay, so question. Hey, Umar, how you doing? You were in the 30-minute trade. Awesome. Yeah, I just got stopped to break even on the second half. So I will be looking at taking this hourly trade. Now, if you're on TikTok, new software is working an absolute treat. So if you are struggling with trade management and you're looking for something that can give you the assistance that you need to be able to close positions, have everything already preset so you don't have to mess around with settings, then this is the software for you. So literally, I'll show you exactly how it works in a minute. As long as this candle closes bearish, we're going to be placing an order on gold for sells. Yes, I know the news is coming out in 30 minutes. So I'm just looking for a wick up. Now, if we have a big wick up, then I'll look for a flip. But ultimately, we're going to be placing sell stops underneath the low of the hourly candle. So let me move this. I'm going to move it over here so you can see it in action. There we go. So we're going to hit sell stop. We'll put we need to double click on the entry line, move it just underneath the hourly low. And you'll see we've got, let me just move my face out of the way. You'll see all these predefined lines that are on the chart. One is your stop loss one. The orange one is auto break even. The blue ones, first one is TP1 at 50 pips. Then you got TP2 at 100 pips, TP3 at 300 pips. Now, we can adjust any one of those lines we want to basically work with the structure we're looking at. So if we look at TP2, it's down near this structure. I'm going to move it a little bit lower. Okay, so all I need to do is double click on it twice, drag it down, and we can see that TP2 now is at 43.71. So that's basically an extra 10 pips we're going to get out of it. PPI News, $100 deposit, $400. All right, man's looking to do some big bucks on his initial deposit. Now, that's not the way that I would look to encourage people to trade. Okay, I'm gonna just cancel this order because although I like the hourly, if we look at the 15, the 15's created a support and we have the resistance here. So I'm just gonna wait now, see if we can break through this 15-minute support. We could look for a momentum order here. But I'm gonna wait, see if we can get a close below. If you want to take the hourly, you can do, guys. Remember, trading is personal preference. You have to do what works for you. What we're saying. Hi, Matthew. Cancel. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Mr. Miller, good afternoon. How are you, mate? Now, just remember, guys, anyone that wants to get a hold of me, you can do. You can get a hold of me on WhatsApp, ask me any questions. You can send questions in on TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Send questions in. I'll be happy to answer them. Um, yeah, I know what you mean. Summer holidays are a killer, aren't they, mate? Adrian Tudor, good afternoon. Thank you for sharing the live, guys. Much appreciated. Uh, what's going on? Hourly does look good. Hourly does look good. I think we'll drive down. If we break that low, I think we're going to drive down into that area. Hourly does look tasty. 11 minutes. See if we can close below. How's your morning been, guys? So mine started off with, look at this, started off with a break even. Then the second trade, a typical Thursday for me, a full loss, lost $7,182. And then we've come back with a 50 pip and a break even. Then I got 100 pips and then stopped out. And then I got another 50 pip and break even. So we're back, we're flat for the day. Not ideal, but we only need one good trade now to make it a good day. So what started off as a tough start to the day, we've brought it back nicely. But to be fair, the market's given us the opportunities. So when the market gives you the opportunities, you just have to take them, right? Okay, thanks for joining, guys. There's a lot of people coming in now. Thanks for sharing the live as well. Always appreciate anyone sharing the live. It does add to story. Boom. let's now looking at the 15, we could see this supports formed. We've had a wick down. What have we got there? It's only 58 pips, so I'm not going to take it. If it was a bigger range, I'd happily look at taking that. We've got nice clear candle space to work into, but I'm not going to force that trade. So I'm going to wait for either one of the either side to break above or break below. Sorry guys, a bit thirsty. Well, one builders have now left the house, thank God, but it is still carnage. All right, so I'm just going to change this on TikTok. Oh, damn it. So I'll just amend it for you. So I'm going to look for buys above. Let's get, and let's move the cells to here. Bring that down. Delete the text. Okay. What's that? 43,821. So I'm just changing some analysis. 43,821.5. There we go. So as I was saying, there was, for those that are aggressive, you could look at buying that 15-minute high. But I'm sitting on the sidelines. It's been I had to work for our pips this morning. So a lot of work to be break even. I took the sell on 15-minute. Yeah, basically the same trade. I took the 30. So once resistance was formed, next candle wicked up, sold the lows. We got the 50, and we're in Kiki Kikiriku. I'm good. How are you? So thank you for asking. As I'm in buys from 67, aiming for 44.10. Nice. If we get through here, then no reason we can't get back up to 44, 25, 26. 15, there's a structure at 44.06, this grey zone. So just bring that down. So this is what we're waiting for. See what happens. Now, will I take a trade if the market closes above on the quarter past candle? The answer is yes, because I've still got 15 minutes. Mr. Matkin, good afternoon. How are you? Still got 15 minutes for the trade to hit TP1 or at least break even, which is more than enough time, especially as we're coming into periods of high liquidity, volatility. Russell, good afternoon. Cat took sales, lovely. Can you do a euro dollar analysis? I can, but I don't trade it, so I only trade gold, Nasdaq, and DAX at a push. Can we see my messages on? No, I can't, Umar. I don't know why. I'm not seeing any messages. Oh, actually, I did earlier, but then uh, the last one I saw was thanks for the follow at Lion. All right, you back in now. Hi. Took gold buys at 43.81 today and got 35 pips. Lovely. What did we trade today? It was this one. 43.74. In fact, I'll put them on so you can see it. There you go. So 43.74. Then I waited for the breakout here. Got that one. Then I took the sells when resistance was formed and got that one there. So been unlucky in the sense that as we got stopped here, market continued going. Love it. Robbie Simmons, thank you for the follow. So Umar's camels are taking time to send the messages apparently, but he is sending messages. Um, Now, if hey up, Duck, I'm back. Hey up, Pricey. Did you have surgery, bud? How you feeling? So because the eight 8 hour time frame crossed down, price cannot break last night's high. I've never looked at an 8 hour candle in my life. Because the 8 hour time frame crossed down. What do you mean crossed down? Are you looking at moving averages? Yeah, I mean, ultimately we all trade turning points, right? It doesn't matter whether you're swing trader, however you're trading, you're always going to trade turning points. Turning into trend, turning away from trend. As soon as it breaks the high of a candle, that means it's, or the low of a candle, it's gone down to create movement higher. So, Marky Moz, how you doing? So, just remember, um, it's based on specific time cycles. Yeah, but like I say, it doesn't matter what it is. There's always cycles. So, like if I was to, uh, I don't know, how can I do this for TikTok without getting a bit messy? All right, let's see if I can hold it back like this. So if we went to the monthly, right? I did this with members this morning, right? So if you look at the monthly has been in a progressive upward trend. Then we had the 1, 2, 3, 4 month corrective period. So that's your correction. Now we're starting an impulsive move higher on the monthly. Now, based off the monthly, you would anticipate that we're going to run back up towards the highs, okay? But a monthly just going in a straight line here is going to have multiple cycles on different time frames. So this correction that you've seen here, 4 months on the monthly chart, when you look at it on a weekly, is actually a downtrend, right? Why is that? Because we've got a high here, we've come back down, we create a higher low, then we create a lower high, then we create a lower low, and where we sit right now, we could be creating a lower high. It can go all the way up to 40. Shit, my eyes are so bad. I just can't tell. Goes all the way up to say 48.90. As long as it doesn't break that high and then starts to reverse, then we're still in a weekly downtrend. Now, if you look at this weekly correction, yes, we're going up on the weekly, but it is a correction in a downtrend on the weekly. Move that to a daily, you're going to see a daily uptrend, right? So all the time frames, when you look at them in cycles, yes, we're in an uptrend. Why? Because we've broken out of consolidation, we've created a new high. If the daily is going to continue higher, it has to at some point create a higher low and then break the highs to go higher, which would in turn then push the weekly back up again, and we'd expect the monthly to continue towards those highs. But if the daily breaks down and breaks through those support areas, the weekly is then going to create a new low. The monthly is going to start turning over, and we're going to be creating a top wick. And the monthly, so every time frame is going to give you a cycle that you can then give an opinion on where the market is going to go to. Okay, so when we're looking at cycles, just remember that it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. The lower time frames will always turn first. The higher time frames will always turn last, but they give you a stronger picture. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. So I will always prefer to trade the smaller times because essentially I'll get my information from the higher time frame, but we can hit target, we can get there quicker, and we can be right, but still get the trade. We can be right with our analysis, and we could be right with our trade, but we got the trend wrong, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't touch fibs. I used to years ago. Fibs are just, I don't know. I just feel like people brought fibs in to try and give themselves an opportunity of trading from anywhere with anything. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, if I was to just look at this, we can guarantee wherever this high is here and this low here, we're probably a 61.8 retracement here, and you combine it with that cycle low over here. Look, they work well in that sense. But what happens is people will then just start to take a fib from every cycle high and low and anywhere they can, and then you get fib overlaps and overlays. It just it just becomes very noisy, and then you're getting confirmations on confirmations. Since I've taken my trading back to just pure basics, i.e., no, just a level and price, results have never looked back. Yeah, I'm gonna have losses. I'll always have losses. Okay. And anyone that thinks that they won't always have a loss is is deluded. And I'm sorry to say that. You know, you have to accept you're going to have losses. Prediction on mm, prediction on PPI, gold's going to move up and down. Okay. Um, what do I want to see? I I'd like to see price spike up and then sell underneath the 1 hour low. That's what I'd like to see. So ideally, I want to see price spike up and then sell under the 1 hour low. That's what I want to see happen. If price gets to 44.10 area, I'll be looking to add more sells. Okay, so you're using like a martingale system to what you're doing. Chartmaster General, uh, hi, Anna Pastora, aka Wall Street. How are we doing, Andy? Uh, yeah, fibs not for me. Just keep things. The simpler it is, buys are just scalps now. Main focus is sales. Okay, I want to see price spike up on the news, and then I'll look to sell the low of the hourly candle. Uncle Reds, thanks for the follow. So, guys, let me know everyone that's here, where you tuned in from, what part of the world. UK, Europe, US, Asia, Indonesia, Oceania. What the hell is going on? There we go. Do I analyze the Dixie? No, because listen, the dollar index is the most useless chart there is. If you're gonna, if you, hey, welcome from Lebanon. We're looking at gold. Now, I'll tell you why it's the most useless chart, because the dollar index is based of 6 markets, most heavily weighted to the euro at 53%. I think 16% Japanese yen, 11% pound, a bit of Swissy, a bit of Swedish krona, and a bit of Canadian dollar. So if you want to basically analyze the dollar index, all you need to do is just go to the dollar Swiss chart. It's the same chart. Look, I'll show you. Current price is 43.87. So look, if I just bring this over here, I'll just bring my, so let's just go to dollar Swiss. Okay, so there's the dollar Swiss chart. I'll turn it into a line chart. So blue line, there's the dollar Swiss. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, there we go, add in dollar index, new price scale. Let's change the color of the dollar index. So settings, dollar index. I mean, you can, what is it? There we go. Let's make it orange. There you go. They move the same. Index and dollars, basically the same. You can get the same information. If you want to know the best way to look at the dollar, then just create your own watch list like this. Go to what I call dollar strength and just have listed out all the things that are going to move the dollar. So you got gold, you got oil, you got US 10-year treasuries, you got bonds, all markets and indexes, and have a look what's happening across the board. And that'd be the way to look at the dollar index. It's not like it used to be. There we go. So what we got? 27 minutes. Let's go back to gold. Ah, you're back in Spain, bud. Nice. So waiting for. I want the hourly to spike up. So on the news, I want to see PPI data push the price of gold up. Up in. So new software is going to be ready to launch soon, guys. I've been testing it. It's working unreal. Super, super simple, idiot proof. And I'll tell you why it's idiot proof, because I can use it. Set it up in 2 seconds. All the TPs are already preset. Stop loss is preset. You can adjust the TPs if you want, and you can adjust the percentage that's closed on the back end. Very, very simple to do. But yeah, roll this one out soon, guys. Pleasure, Sam. No worries, mate. But like I said, the dollar index was something that was created a long time ago, and it kind of made sense. But from basically from when the Swiss franc depegged from the US dollar back in, when was it, 2016? Or was it 2015? 2015. In January 2015, when it depegged and they lost the 1.2 flat rate, that's when effectively it all you just saw everything moving the same. Uh, Now, if you want to use things like to give it a scorecard, then you could do things like I don't know, let's say use a 1 hour chart or 4 hour chart or daily chart, and just count the last two cycles to the upside, two cycles. So basically create 5 points. And if there's a trend, i.e. it's creating higher highs, higher lows, then you can score the base currency 1, the term 0. And then you do that for all of the markets, and then you'll be able to say, right, is the dollar getting stronger? And do it on a weekly basis. So always score the base one 1 if it's going up, and the term 0. And then you just add up the points on a grid. It's a great way of seeing strength and where it's shifting. So the more points that you score for the dollar, are you going to see the dollar increasing? And if you are, then that's showing strengths coming into the dollar. It's a nice way to look at a matrix. Yeah, definitely a bit quieter on TikTok since the old summer break. Cookies, how are we doing? Now, we're just 4 minutes away from news. So remember what I'm looking for, guys. If I see gold spike up, I'm literally, well, I'm already going to, in fact, I'll put the, so I'm just going to adjust the entry. There we go. So I'm just putting it on the chart. The order's not placed. It's in what we call the editing phase. So if I see on the news, if I see gold shoot up, I'm just going to hit place, the top blue button here. We've got 2.5 minutes. Tony Rakatamar, how are we doing? Price has just removed his message. Hey, what's he said? I missed one. Where's it gone? Sorry, wrong button. I just missed it. Oh no, operation in 2 weeks. All right, buddy. Well, wishing you all the best and for a speedy recovery then. So we're waiting, guys. There's no order yet. I have what we call the editing part. So it's sat waiting. All I need to do is hit place. So what I'm waiting for is the news to come out in 54 seconds. And if I see gold increase in price, we see this bearish candle turn bullish, then I'm going to hit the place. You've moved to London with Bruno. Ah, wicked. All your teams come to London now. Well, Gordon's gone to Barcelona. Tonali's in North London, and Bruno's in North London. How come Eddie Howe left? By the way, I missed that. It was only when I was reading something. Oh, hold on. There we go. Right, it's not even 1:30 yet. We got to move ahead of time. Info's been leaked. 1 second. All right. Okay, so the news is out. Right, I've placed the order now. I've placed the order. I've got a sell stop in place underneath the hourly low. Now, we'll see what happens. Now remember, the higher it goes, isn't going to make any difference to my order. Yeah, but here we go. It's starting to drop. Will we get triggered, or is that just PPI is coming at 0, expected 0.2? Couldn't read the rest of it. Eyes were. So current sell stop is in underneath the low of the bearish hourly candle. So the low of that is 82.82. I'm just gonna, damn it. Oh shit, what did I just do? I just need to cancel that, sorry. Sell stop. I was just trying to, there we go. 82, too far away. There we go. All right, it's back in. There we go. Orders placed. It has, mate. You just won't see it. As soon as it triggers, you'll see it. What's what? Why is that? There we go. Hold on a second. There you go. A little bit delayed. All right, let's see. There we go. So we've got auto break even in at 35 pips, TP1 at 50. You can see it moving. Ooh, nasty little spike up there. These news candles, gotta love them. Thursdays, Thursdays. Go on, sellers. How do you use Kelly criterion and distinguish edge? Um, okay, I don't use Kelly. Now, basically, if you're going to use Kelly, that's you're looking at probability. So you need to know your success rate and your average return, and then based on that, you need to know how many losses in a row you have maximum. And then, so basically, one of my old mentors, Larry Williams, when he won the World Trading Championships, he used half Kelly. So it's a way of understanding your maximum drawdown and understanding the maximum amount of risk you can take on a trade based on past results. Now, ultimately, your results can change at any point. So let's say you had 4 consecutive losses maximum ever. Then in theory, you could risk something like 20% of your account on a trade. And yes, you would go 80% down after 4 trades, but then based on your results, you would continue to win and you would make a shitload of money over a period of time. Now, if that was the case, then I'm about to lose $7,000. There we go, done. All right, there we go. Results. That takes me to 50 losses on live stream. And that takes me to 33 losses in total. So there we go. You gotta love Thursdays. I had I had a 7K loss this morning, and then I've had 3 trades afterwards, pulled the 7K back, and they've won now on live stream and lost 7K again. Now, the part and parcel, right? Can't get too despondent, but there is something about a Thursday where I brought up stats this morning. I've not had a chance to have a look. I wanted to see when most of the drawdowns were, because obviously you have Fed news on a Wednesday, you have CPI news on a Wednesday as well. So I just wanted to see if there was any correlation, if it's trading the day after. So we've had lovely, lovely setups today. Um, Even the one this morning, I was really happy with the trade this morning. I'm going to be taking this trade again if it breaks the low. Same entry price. We should minimize the amount of trades on Thursdays. Um, you, I mean, look, if we say that, I just need to look at when the losses come, because at the end of the day, everything's down to data, right? So I always look at where my positive days are. See, I, before last year, my worst day trading was always a Friday. And one second, let me just go to my stats quickly. Uh, History, custom port, uh, da, 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 da. Profit and loss. Now, Friday is probably, no, Tuesday is my most profitable day, and Friday is my second most profitable day. So this year, we've lost $100,239 on Fridays, but we've made $136,800 on a Friday. So we're up 36,600 on a Friday for this year. Sorry, TikTok, I was just checking some stats. Um, in fact, I'll do it on here because I can only do it on my phone. Bloody typical. See, profit and loss. So look, if I just, why is it all, why is it all gone funny? One second. Custom period. Here we go. Create profit and loss. There we go. They're overlapping for some reason. So error with my phone. I don't understand why it's not. So what I wanted to show you is this one here. You see Thursday. It has oh, my head's in the way. You see Thursday? It's my losing day. It's the only day that I lose on consistently. Monday, you see green candle is a lot higher than the red one. Tuesday, a lot higher. Wednesday, a bit higher. Thursday, significantly down. And Friday, positive. So we've got something going on a Thursday. So we need to have a look at the stats. Why is that? It used to be a Friday, but like I said, I started doubling down on my Fridays and making sure I I fix my weakness. So I need to do the same now. Remember, we learn from our results. Our results will teach us what to do, how to do it, and that's the only way you get better. You look at what we've done, Why did that happen? I mean, to get double tap there is unusual. The fact that it was down here, then created a huge top wick, that's why I placed my sell. Usually, you would then, if it takes people out to the top side, unusual for it to then come down, trigger you in, and do double tap. So we're going to see what happens now. Not doing anything till we get a close either side. Um, invite Yusuf. How are we doing? How do you? Oh yeah, I've. Um, did you understand, Flavorman, what I was saying about Kelly? That's this. There we go. So thank you for the gifts and thank you for the shares, guys. Um, Now there's going to be no buys for me on the upside because of the the wick. Oh, what's going on here? Because of the wick here, there's no room to trade anything. So I'm gonna delete that point of reference. So I would look for sells if price came into 44.07 and we got a rejection. Um, and if we get a close below, yeah, we get a close below 43.81, I look for sells. Other than that, it might be a bit of a loss for today. So I'm just gonna drop that down into this here. So that's what I'm gonna. Now we've had the spike, we tested that and rejected. I'm gonna wait for a close below here. That's 43.81. Like I say, I'm not interested in the buys anymore. This wick's too big. I'll wait for price to come up into the higher price point. Um, Not seeing much from the Nasdaq. We had a spike up and a spike down. DAX is dropping, but I'm not interested in those markets at the minute. Yeah, we've got what were we, the 13th, so we've got what, 7, 8, probably about probably the best part of 4 weeks before we get to kind of normality again. Um, we're going to say end of the second week of September, I would expect market conditions to be a bit more normal. Yeah, because look, ultimately, whether you're a trader at a bank or an institution, you're they're going to have holidays, and when they go on holiday, they reduce their book. It's not an empty book, but they reduce it so that colleagues can manage it for them, right? So that creates lower liquidity in the market. Lower liquidity means that when there's lower liquidity and if there is news events, it can spike and it can you can get runaway moves or you can get moves that happen like today, which is double tap. Um, so a lot of people will generally like trade at reduced risk through July and August. I've actually increased my risk. Um, I've gone from 5 lots to 7 now. And and that's just because of the performance. What am I? I think I think right now, summary growth. It's I don't know why it's all them. So I'm down 0.5% on the total 47.5% for the year. So if we look at it, I'm up, I've increased my risk by 40% and I'm up 47.5. So it's in line with the growth on the account. Not done anything unusual. I just waited for it to move a certain amount, and then at that point, that was my cue to increase risk. As I say to you guys, you increase risk based on performance and results. Like going to the gym, if you want to increase your weights, you do it based on the fact that you can lift the weight you were lifting previously and you can lift it comfortably. And then once you can do that, and it becomes, you can start pushing out 12, 15 reps easily, then you've got time to increase the weight. Okay? So Thursday, a day to avoid. No, that's what I used to say about Fridays when I was losing money on Fridays. And now Fridays I'm making money. I just, sometimes you get this, I don't know, you get a mental block, you do things maybe a little bit different. So so I think as Big Harvey said, on Thursdays now going forward, I'm gonna massively limit not limit, I'm gonna massively increase my discipline levels because I now want to turn Thursdays around to finish being one of the stronger days of the week by the end of the year. So we'll monitor this going forward over the next however many weeks and months. I want to see how oh, damn it. I knew I'd done something. I forgot to put my we want to see how we can turn this round and make Thursdays one of our better trading days. Uh, sorry, there was just an article pop up then about inflationary moment on this zero hedge. And just said something about inflation. I just want to have a look, see what it says. Ooh, what's happened? It looks like SpaceX has had. Oh, I just saw SpaceX jumps 35%, but it's only just taken it $10 above market listing at 135. We did go down to 105. All right, well, maybe a quiet session here, guys, because I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. definitely gonna watch these Thursdays now. Like I said, this has to be something that by the end of the year, I want Thursdays to be profitable. So that means by the end of the year, the deficit we've got, I think now it'll be about, let me have a look, maybe 40K. Sorry, TikTok, I'll bring you back in a second. History, custom trade report. Yeah, exactly 40K. So, so yeah, we've got a 40K deficit now on Thursdays. We've made 156 and lost 196K on Thursdays. Hmm. Any questions, guys? Well, we'll see if anything does set up, but I'm not sure we're gonna. What are we coming up 2 o'clock? Yeah, there's nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get another trade, you know. Yeah, 43.70 to 43.60 is pretty strong zone. So we're gonna wait and see what happens with that price. Will we break will we break below, or is it gonna keep respecting it? If it does, can we then trade it towards the top of the range? Yeah, I think if there's gonna be anything set up, can I stick around to 230? Let me have a look. Potentially. Yeah, there's nothing for us to really work on at the moment, guys. Zone still what we're looking at 43.81. The buys I don't like, so I'm just going to wait for 44.06 to 44.08. See if we get a rejection around there for potential sells. Um, if not, then I'll be looking a little bit higher for breakout buys. Yeah, a bit quiet out there. I'm guessing everyone's enjoying the sunshine and not these markets. Uh, okay, guys, this is a very, very slow session. After the news, we've not seen anything. It's just gone back to where it was. Quiet, quiet, quiet. So we've got 3 minutes left of the hourly candle. I mean, look, I mean, we've seen the last hourly candle take out the lows, and now it's gonna close higher. Yeah, it took out the highs as well, but correction still in play. Let's wait for price to give us some rejection up here around the 4400. I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Um, might even do a London session. Do a London session at um, 7 7 a.m. I'll share the links on socials. Now this candle's I've got 60 pip. Now definitely this looks a little bit more interesting. So if this next candle wicks down in 2 minutes, yeah. So if it wicks down, that's the high. 4401.04. Right, needs to wick down. We've got 25 seconds. 10 seconds. Right, let's see. No orders placed yet. No order is placed. And just seeing if we get the wick down, which we do. Okay, so order is placed now. I've placed the buy stop above the high. Now, if it keeps dropping, no problem at all. We just cancel the order. but maybe just tap this little zone before it then pops higher. Wow. Okay, so this entry is a flip entry. I don't like naked closes, hence we waited for a decent wick down. Buy stop is above the high of the bearish candle. And look, TP3, I'm going to bring that down as well. We've got, yeah, it's the H1 30-minute, that's fine. So I'm going to leave this on for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes will be, then we'll look at the 30 minutes, see how it's running. Oh, I need some food in a second. What's this? Jesus. Oof. David Crowley dropped out of. It's okay. Don't need that. So next impactful thing that's going to move the markets will be NYSE open in 27 minutes. Well, Flav, always baffles me when people ask you a question, you answer it, and then they don't acknowledge whether it made sense or not, or whether that helped. Just wait now, guys. Let's wait. Price could quite easily come back up to that 44.26, but we've got a couple of barriers, which is you see the 35 pip auto break even is exactly just below the last sort of 30-minute previous high. My God, I'm thirsty. Quietly annoyed about that last trade, but can't do anything about it. I told you what I was going to do before it happened. I did it, got tapped, and then it just reversed instantly. Gold's been money for thousand. Oh, you definitely need to go and get some new glasses. I can't see these questions or the text coming up on my phone anymore. 9 minutes for the 15 to close. 9 minutes. What's this one? No. Yeah, just sitting tight, guys. There's not a lot for me to say, right? Okay, the news has come out. We had a spike higher, and looking at the 15 and the hourly candle, I said if we spike higher, take out the highs, I'll be looking to sell the low of the previous hourly candle, and that's exactly what we did. Then for the market to take the lows and then reverse and then create new highs, I'm looking at this definitely feeling that we're in a short-term bullish phase right now. It's 7 minutes. So, yeah, we give it the opportunity. Broken out of structure, naked close, strong wick down. If it flips bullish, we should run on to auto break even. Don't think there's anything specific coming out news-wise. What's it saying? No, CPI came out all as expected. Uh, Nothing on that. Fed's hammock, a lot of leverage is being used to buy treasuries. Head of Iran's paramilitary. This, it's under Iran's control. Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing. I think it might be time to cancel the order and call it a day. I'll wait till quarter past. Yeah, you can wait till half past if you want, guys. But I'm gonna stop for the day if it doesn't trigger in the next 5 minutes. Some days you're better off just going, do you know what? I'm gonna hang my boots up and I'll come back tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll do 2 live streams. We'll do 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. So if you're around tomorrow, 2 live streams. So yeah, we'll do the pre-London at 7 a.m. and MY open and pre-MY open. Not many questions coming in today, guys. Everyone licking the wounds. Four minutes, guys. 4 minutes, and I will call it a day. Yeah, it's not happening, guys. It isn't going to happen. We've got 2.5 minutes left, so I think we can pretty much cancel the order. Do you not bother about pivots? Nah. The only pivot that is, in my opinion, worth looking at is the weekly R2 and S2. The rest of them is a little bit like fibs. They're just mathematical numbers. So like your daily pivot is the high, the low, and the close divided by 3. That gives you the pivot. And then 1, 2, and 3 of them are just oh God, what's the word? Just I can't think. Anyway, it's just a mathematic. Uh, yeah. Um, daily pivot sat in my order. So today, I mean, the, I used to trade with pivots back in the day, but again, I would only look to buy from S1 or S2, be taking half off of the pivot and then letting it run. I'd like to sell from R1 or R2 and de-risk by the time it gets to the pivot. So they were those strategy I used to use. Um, but yeah, look, I've been doing this 16 years now, so I've traded with most things. Just uh, just Lexi, how are you? Emma, thanks for the follow. Hi, Paddy, how you doing? No, I'm not in anything at the minute. It's just getting a bit messy now. I've got a buy stop above the high. But yeah, I'm thinking it's time to wrap up. Fibs, nope, don't use anything. Just price and clear chart. I've used fibs in the past, many years ago, but not for me. Like I say, you're gonna find something that works for you, and you'll probably change as you evolve as a trader. Your personality will change, and when your personality changes, then you're gonna look at things in a different way. So like before, I didn't want to day trade at all. Day trading for me was a no-no. I wanted to just place a trade, set it, forget about it, and then come back to it in 4 hours time or a day's time, depending what system I was trading. But the thought of having to manage something for multiple days without it even getting to a target or stop and just see it there would just drive me insane. It drives me insane when it's 2 hours. Yeah. All right, guys. Listen, I'm gonna call it a day now. I'm done. I think I need some food. I'm flagging a little bit. So have a great afternoon. Don't do anything untoward. Stay disciplined. I'm going to leave this order in for the next sort of 20 minutes, but I do need some food. I'm flagging. Um, what I would say is if you're not sure what to do, cancel any pending orders. I will be back tomorrow 7 a.m. I'm going to do a live stream at 7 a.m. tomorrow. If you've got any questions, you can fire them into me on 07356 237 138. That's 07356 237 138. Okay? All right, guys, take care. YouTube, take care. I'll see you later. TikTok, I'll see you later. In fact, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Wake up nice and early. Yeah? Cheers, Andy. Bye, guys. Take care.